Week 11 reactions. NFL records were broken and wide receivers were smoking. Let's get into it right now. Welcome, everybody, to Top Dog Coverage, where you can find your news, your analytics, your week-to-week predictions, your week-to-week basis of everything that is going on in the NFL and more. It is your boy Dirty, and right next to me is my boy C-Dub right there, and we are the hosts of Top Dog Coverage. And if you have not yet, please do not forget to click that subscribe button, hit that like button, make sure you swipe up on Spotify and Apple, iTunes, everything. Make sure you hit the 5 stars, leave us a comment for that algorithms, and follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and stay connected. I don't know why I put on a silly accent, but I did.
Yeah,
C-Dub, how are you?
Feeling fabulous. Ready to get. It was a weird, very strange week 11. So
Yeah.
ready to get into it.
Yeah, man. There was something that happened this weekend that nobody expected. There was just things that people did not expect. You know, I mean, nobody expected Jacoby Brissett to throw for what he did. Nobody expected Josh Allen to do what he did. And I mean,
on contraire. And the predictions, I talked about Josh Allen becoming Superman. He's gonna have to do Superman things to win the game. So
you did. There was a ton going on this week, and there were some records broken, and some wide receivers we didn't expect get some really good days. So, but I would say with that, you want to hop into some news before we get into the meat of things.
Might as well.
All right. I think that's a good idea. Let's get into the news, baby. So, excuse me. Shall we start? I'm going to start with the, if we can, because I'm a Jets fan. I understand that. But there's two things that we could talk about with the Jets, if that's cool. And
sure.
I'm going to start with that. So, this past weekend, Jets cornerback Chris Boyd actually remains hospitalized. So the Jets cornerback Chris Boyd remains in a hospital at this time as he continues to recover from the gunshot wound he suffered over the weekend. And more details on his situation have emerged. The bullet, which struck Boyd in the abdomen, sorry, cannot say that right, wound up being lodged in his lung, per a report Bill Hutchinson and Aaron Katersky. The report adds that Boyd was undergone multiple medical procedures since arriving at the Bellevue Hospital in New York. The 29-year-old remains in critical but stable condition at this time. So New York NYPD detectives were able to speak with Boyd shortly after he was hospitalized. Per the report, he informed police he spent Saturday night at See Less restaurant with a group of friends while departing the restaurant after it closed around 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Boyd and his party engaged in confrontation with another group. The situation resulted in Boyd being shot by the suspect, who has yet to be apprehended. So we hear about this time and time again, and it's just sad that people are going out. Look, guys, nothing happens great after midnight, okay? You know, nothing good happens.
And just to clarify, that's Texas legend Chris Boyd.
Texas legend Chris Boyd. So in case anybody was wondering about that. But let's go into another part of
more Jets news, huh?
More Jets news, because that's what
everybody wants.
Yeah. But the Jets are benching quarterback Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor is going to start in week 12. So the Jets are making a change at quarterback. Tyrod Taylor will start over Justin Fields in week 12 against the Ravens, according to Diana Rossini. The Jets signed Fields previously with the Bears and Steelers to a 2-year, $40 million contract last offseason. The former first-round pick got off to a solid start in week 1, even though they lost to the Steelers, but his production has nosedived since then. So owner Woody Johnson publicly criticized Fields' performance after a Week 7 loss to the Panthers. Expectations were that Taylor would take over in the wake of Johnson's scathing remarks, but a knee injury temporarily prevented that from happening. So at 0-7, when Johnson called out Fields, the Jets proceeded to win back-to-back games. Fields threw for 244 yards in a 39-38 victory to the Bengals. He managed just 54 in a 27-20 win over the Browns. The next week though a tremendous special team showing helped him make it up. So Aaron Glenn has had enough of the project, and he is going towards Tyrod Taylor in week 12. So
yeah, how far our mighty Fields has fallen?
He's fallen. He might not be Fields might not be on the field that much longer if he continues this kind of play, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll obviously want to try to get it back up to somewhere where he can maybe get into that starting position again, but I don't know. He might end up having to have like a Taysom-like career where he just uses super athleticism and getting him out there in different methods, different ways.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because he was such a good talent too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to go to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Eagles' right tackle Lane Johnson is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a Lisfranc sprain. So the Eagles pulled off a 16-9 win over the Lions on Sunday, but they lost one of their best players in the process. Right tackle Lane Johnson suffered a Lisfranc sprain in his foot and will miss 4 to 6 weeks. Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo of NFL.com report. There's optimism that this isn't a season-ending injury, though. However, it won't be confirmed until the results of Johnson's X-rays come back, per Jeff McLean of the Philadelphia Inquirer. At the very least, an IR placement looks like a strong possibility. If Jones goes on IR before the Eagles-Cowboys game this Sunday, he'll be eligible to return to Week 16. Fred Johnson will presumably step in as the Eagles' right tackle over the next several weeks. And an update as of today, X-rays will not be possible until the inflammation in Johnson's ankle subsides. McLean notes, as a result, it could be 1 week or more until a determination regarding surgery is ultimately made.
Yeah, this is that time of year, man. This is that time of year. So
like flies.
Let's stay in the same state here. I'm going to go over to Pittsburgh, if that's cool.
Sure.
Am I mixing up the news? Because I know we preset this all the time.
No, you're good.
Awesome. I'm on point. All right. I'm trying to stay on point. People don't.
It's good.
Hard for C-Dub to deal with a person like me because our pre-show, okay, we have to go over all these things to make it good for the viewers here. And I make his life a living hell. I really do.
It's make it a little bit more tougher, but it's all right. We're good. Right. We're on track.
But we will go to Pittsburgh. Okay, so let's
Steel
jump
City.
into Steelers City, the Steel Curtain. So Aaron Rodgers will not require surgery. Steelers QB hopes to play in Week 12. So Monday saw Aaron Rodgers undergo further testing on his injured left wrist. Positive updates have emerged on that front. So surgery will not be required, according to Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. That marks an expected but significant development with Rodgers' importance to the Steelers. Head coach Mike Tomlin has since confirmed during his Tuesday press conference that Rodgers is dealing with a fracture, which he will need to play through down the stretch. Really, it's just about bracing it and securing it for his comfort, said Tomlin, of the situation with Rodgers' wrist. So he also said then it's about how functional he is. So Rodgers will not practice tomorrow. Tomlin added to little surprise his status for Week 12. It will be a question mark over the coming days as a result, though Rodgers hopes to play and suit up. Sunday may very well represent the longtime Packers star final opportunity to play against the Bears, even if he elects to continue playing in 2026.
Yeah, you got to let Rudolph come in and play those reindeer games. You don't want to put Old Man Rogers out there in a cast.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about you're still in the running here to take that
division.
Yeah, you know, you need him there. You absolutely need Rudolph to come in there and do that, because if we're just gonna, you know, hey, I want to play and I'm hurt, we get it. You're tough, but this is a team game.
Yeah, and Rudolph, he came in and played well.
Yeah,
you know, so. All right, so I'm going to cover a division rival of the Steelers, and this is something that's happened a lot this year that I am flabbergasted. One would say that I don't understand why this keeps happening, or how, like, this is probably one of the most disrespectful things you can do ever. You know, especially on a football field. I don't know. I don't.
Dude, I did not mean to do it. I promise you. I put everything back where it was supposed to go after I was done.
Yeah. So the Bengals receiver, Ja'Marr Chase, is issued a 1-game suspension. The NFL has investigated yesterday's Ja'Marr Chase Jalen Ramsey incident. To little surprise, supplemental discipline has been handed down. Chase has been issued a 1-game suspension per a league announcement. The news means he will be unavailable for Week 12 against the Patriots, bearing a successful appeal. Ramsey was ejected on Sunday for his retaliation to being spat on by Chase. The latter initially denied such actions, but video of the incident has since confirmed Chase spat on Ramsey as tensions between the two came to a head during the game. Presuming the suspension stands, Chase will see a notable financial loss. He's due to forfeit a game check of over $448,000, along with a per-game roster bonus of nearly $59,000. The Bengals, meanwhile, are set to be without their top wideout for 1 week. Chase declined to speak to media on Monday. Chase will appeal the ban. Veteran insider Jordan Schultz reports, it would certainly come as a surprise in the event the suspension were to be overturned, considering the precedent set earlier this season. Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter was disqualified from the team's Week 1 game after spitting on Dak Prescott. No suspension was handed down because Carter's timeout of the game amounted to a 1-game absence. As Pro Football Talks, Mike Florio writes, Chase is pursuing a different route than Carter despite their similar situations. Carter did not appeal the fine he received, and therefore the punishment, which was treated as a 1-game suspension. Chase, on the other hand, could point to the precedent which existed in the NFL prior to the Carter decision, one which included fines rather than suspensions for spitting incidents. Like, how do we keep spitting on opponents or players? I don't care how much of a competitor you are, how heated it is in the moment, whatever. You don't spit on another human being. Like, that's just disrespectful. It's like, what are you doing? You're disrespecting the Cincinnati Bengals, you're disrespecting the NFL, and you're disrespecting LSU. Like, this is ridiculous. Spitting needs to come to an end.
Yeah, it seems like it's been more of a trait this year too, for some odd reason. I don't know why everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. No, it's
spitting is not cool. It is not okay. Don't do it.
Yeah,
outrageous.
We're gonna get shirts made and we're gonna protest this. But no, yeah, it's it's a sign of like such disrespect. You know what I mean? Not even just like you know, a little bit. Like, you're gonna be that mad in 2025 is a spit year or something. I don't understand, but yeah.
Look, Hawk 2 is gone. Nobody's spitting on that thing no more. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's done and over with. All right. Like, it's not cool. It never was cool. Just enough. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. And we're gonna change over to Cleveland, Ohio.
Ooh, great.
Okay. Is that a good segue? Did I do it?
Another division rival.
Another division rival, baby. Okay.
There you
go. So let's go over to the Browns quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, who is in concussion protocol. So Dillon Gabriel exited the Browns Week 11 loss and was evaluated for a concussion, and he'll now have to overcome league protocol if he hopes to play in Week 12. As expected, the rookie quarterback in the concussion protocol, Coach Kevin Stefanski told reporters today. So while it's uncertain when Gabriel suffered his concussion yesterday or on Sunday, the team believes it occurred with about a minute remaining in the first half when he was tackled by a group of Baltimore defenders. Stefanski revealed that the QB started showing symptoms during halftime, leading to the decision to pull him from the game. So the coach was non-committal about the team's QB plans for Week 12, noting that the priority was getting Gabriel healthy and through protocol. However, Stefanski did admit that the team would consider simply benching their starter for Week 12, paving the way for fellow rookie Shedeur Sanders to garner his first NFL start. And Stefanski said, yeah, we'll work through that in the next couple days. And this week, I'll update you guys Wednesday as we get into Vegas preparations.
Did you also hear what happened to Shedeur during the game?
No.
His home was burglarized, and they stole $200,000 worth of stuff.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed the past couple of years. That's been happening more and
Happened
more
to
now.
Joe Burrow. It seems like it's only happened in the AFC North.
I thought it happened to Kelsey and Mahomes too.
Oh yeah, it happened to them too. So AFC.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. So hopefully they figure it out and get to the bottom of it. But
And when they do, maybe they'll be the sponsors for some of these good security teams that protect your house.
maybe can't be in all state. Can't be all in good hands, I guess.
I guess it can't be no.
All right, let's go do. It's a very special week over here in the Wisk household. It's Falcons Hate Week. So we've got some, sad but exciting news for Saints fans here. Okay. So the Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. suffers partial ACL tear and is likely done for the season. So the Falcons will be without their starting quarterback on Sunday. The Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. suffered a potential season-ending knee injury in a 30-27 loss to the Panthers on Sunday. Adam Schefter of ESPN reports. Penix will go for a second opinion, but his chances of a 2025 return do not look good. The Falcons believe Penix is done for the season, per James Palmer of The Athletic. It seemed likely that Penix would miss at least some time when he exited early on Sunday. However, a possible season-ending injury comes as a surprise. Penix previously sat out a game this year with a bone bruise in his left knee, which he re-injured against Carolina. Kirk Cousins, who replaced Penix, will take over for the foreseeable future. The Falcons used the 8th overall pick in the 2024 draft on Penix, a stunning move after they had signed Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million deal with $100 million in guarantees and free agency. Penix entered the NFL with a couple of major knee injuries in his past. Then with Indiana, Penix suffered a season-ending right ACL tear in both 2018 and 2020. The Southpaw finished his college career with a pair of healthy and productive seasons as a Washington Husky, leading the Falcons to take a chance on him in the first round. So basically, he's going to be done. A couple of updates. Penix has a partial ACL tear and is expected to miss the rest of the season, according to Palmer. And the Falcons will place Penix on injured reserve, according to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero of NFL.com. Along with damage to his ACL, Penix also aggravated a bone bruise and a knee sprain. So a tough beat for him. But that's not where the bad news starts for the Falcons, because with Cousins going to be leading the Falcons this week, they're off to a bad start, but they will also be without their number one receiver, Drake London, who sprained his PCL against Carolina. London will not play in New Orleans this Sunday, and it's also possible he will miss more time after that, per Ian Rappaport. So they'll be out their starting quarterback and number one receiver.
That is wild. I mean, it helps. Not for nothing. It definitely helps you guys out. You know what I mean? Especially for a rival game. You know what I mean? That's a big game for you guys. So it's
It always is.
Yeah, you don't look. Got to make sure things are taken care of. You know what I mean?
And they've gotten 5 primetime games this year. Saints got 0 primetime games. Okay, everybody knew that we weren't going to be very good, but they were trying to hype up this Atlanta team that they were going to be this great, awesome offense and do all these special things. They're 3-7.
Yeah,
they have one more win than the Saints. Like, what are we doing? It's going to be hilarious if they finish last in division when they were supposed to be one of the projected teams to win the division, and the Saints were supposed to be dead last in division. So we'll be on the lookout. Don't worry, we keep the receipts.
All right, Robert Saleh. We know all about receipts over on this side. Those receipts are garbage. The ones that we had.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. You want to get into some week 11? What happened in week 11 here?
A lot happened, so yeah, I guess we might as well.
Yeah,
no more news, so we're good.
No, we are good with the news. Let's jump into that for a moment or two, huh? All right, let's get into week 11 reaction time, okay? Because there was a lot that happened, and I'll tell you what, let's start off on Thursday where a lot did not happen in New England for the Jets. So the Jets go into New England, where the Patriots are 8-2 and the Jets are 2-7, and the Jets took another loss, 27-14, making them 2-8, and the Patriots 9-2. And let me hold on
How about them Patriots?
Yeah, how about them Patriots, man?
Shout out Will.
Shout out to Will. Shout out to Will. Here we go. All right, good. We are good to roll. So,
yeah,
Justin Fields went 15 for 26, 116 yards and 1 touchdown, and he also, rushed 11 for 67 and 1 touchdown. And Breece Hall 14 for 58. That was basically it on the ground. There wasn't too much going on after that, but the receiving was not that good either. Okay, so you got John Mechie 3 for 45 and a touchdown coming in there. Mason Taylor 4 for 30 and Jeremy Rucker 4 for 23. That's really all you're getting from the Jets there. Okay, they just couldn't seem to get things rocking and rolling, and
everything just seemed to be really difficult.
Absolutely.
Everything was hard.
Absolutely. And they make it that way. Meanwhile, there's not much to say with that. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, that's why they have a new quarterback coming in. Drake May, on the other side, is completing 25 out of 34, 281 yards and a touchdown. Okay, so they spread the ball around a little bit on the ground, but TreVeyon Henderson doing what TreVeyon Henderson has been doing lately, 19 for 62 and 2 touchdowns, but also 5 for 31 in the air and a touchdown there. So he balled out, absolutely had an amazing game. Hunter Henry went 4 for 45. Matt Collins went 4 for 64. And Demario Douglas went 3 for 36. But Stephon Diggs, 9 for 105 yards. He really turned it on in this game. And look, their defense just held the Jets to whatever they wanted them to hold them to. And that was basically it. The Jets were the Jets, and the Patriots just keep on showing up each week and shelling out. So shout outs to the Patriots, new coach, new team, new culture, and they're making it happen. So
how'd you feel about the new uniforms they debuted? The rival uniforms.
I didn't mind them, actually. They look pretty good.
Yeah,
very, like, the coloring itself was pretty light, but they looked pretty good. I like them.
It took me about a quarter or so to get used to them. I was like, I wasn't really sure at first, but yeah, they grew on me. But like, also, I mean, Stephon Diggs, he's been lights out for them this year. Like a true number one, a great go-to target for Drake May. Kind of been that security blanket for him, so it's been good to see that. And also TreVeyon Henderson down the stretch for fantasy playoffs, he could be a huge get.
Absolutely.
Stays hurt or whatnot, but something just to keep an eye on and monitor. But I will take us to the final international game in Madrid, Spain. The Dolphins ended up beating the Commanders 16-13 in an overtime thriller snooze match. In Washington, Marcus Mariota, he went 20 of 30 for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, only took 1 sack. New lead back emerged in Washington, Chris Rodriguez Jr., I believe the Kentucky product. He went 15 carries for 79 yards, no touchdowns. Mariota went 4 for 49. Our guy Bill went 9 for 28, and then a couple other players got a couple carries. Deebo Samuel continues to be the number 1 receiver for this team. He had 8 targets, 7 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. So he seems to be fully healthy from that heel injury that kind of limited him a few weeks ago. Zach Ertz continues to do Zach Ertz things. 8 targets, 4 catches, 42 yards, and a few other players caught some passes. Mike Sainstrill also dropped a punt. He lost a punt, and which really almost cost him the game, which they did losing the game, but they ended up going to overtime. This Washington defense, they got 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, hit the quarterback 3 times. So it was a really, really efficient day for Tua. So Tua went 14-20 for 171 yards, only took those 3 sacks. Devon Achane kind of went nuclear, 21 carries for 120 yards, no touchdowns. Ollie Gordon got the sprinkle in his thunder, 9 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. And then Jalen Waddle paced the team in receiving, 7 targets, 3 catches, 52 yards. Had a couple brutal drops in there. So we'd like to see him get that cleaned up. Achane, 5 targets, 5 catches, 45 yards. Malik Washington, 3 targets, 3 catches, 42 yards. And a few other players caught some passes. And then that Miami defense, 1 sack, 5 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, 5 quarterback hits, and 1 interception that kind of sealed the game in overtime. It was one of as Mariota's kind of the worst decision of his day, but they got the ball first in overtime, ended up throwing that pick right to him. Also, Washington's kicker, Matt Gay, missed 2 field goals that also did not help them in any way, which is the reason why he was released earlier this week. But Miami Dolphins, I believe they're on a 3-game win streak now, so look out.
Yeah, not for nothing. I mean,
he heard you talking mess the whole season. He's tired of it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like, I met the guy, and I'm tired of hearing his mouth.
C-Dub is turned up today.
Oh yeah. We ain't taking nothing from nobody.
Watch out, everybody. C-Dub is turned up today, and there will be no spitting. There will be no talking of the Dolphins in any rude way.
No, okay, no. Mike McDaniel, Coach of the Year. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know about it. I don't want to go that far.
We were on point though. First 6-7 weeks, we were on point, and the only thing we had.
He's been doing great.
The only thing we had wrong was that he didn't get fired.
Yeah, you were so heavy on that. I don't know. I don't think I was as heavy on that one.
I mean, somebody got fired. That's for sure.
Yeah, GM did. So
yeah,
we'll see.
All right, let's move on to the Panthers and the Falcons, where I actually had the Falcons coming back, buckling down ship and taking this out after I think the Falcons lost 30-0 last time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? They took another loss to the Carolina Panthers, 30-27. The only difference was Falcons finally scored 27 points. So that was about it. But
overtime thriller, baby.
Yeah, the overtime thriller. And look, Bryce Young looked really good in this game. He really did. He finally got he's got some rhythm going, and he went 31 for 45, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. He
franchise record, by the way.
There you go. There's franchise one record
passing yards.
There's one of the records right there. 31 for 45, 448 yards, and 3 touchdowns, sacked 5 times. They really couldn't run the ball too efficient. Rico Dowdle at the most went 19 for 45, and Chuba Hubbard 4 for 21. But Rico more so had 7 targets, and he went 5 for 55 in the air. So he's still being utilized as a really, really good asset to the pass game over there. But let's just talk about Teteroa and McMillan here. 12 targets, 8 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Xavier Legette, 8 targets, 4 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. These are 2 guys right now that, back-to-back drafts, and they're really shelling out here. And it really does help Bryce Young do what he has to do there. Anything else here was, basically Jalen Coker getting in there 4 for 52, and they were making some really, really good plays down the field. And their defense wasn't wild because obviously they let up 27, but their offense was absolutely just tearing it up, and they just did whatever they kind of wanted here. So shout outs to Bryce Young doing exactly what Bryce Young has been wanting to do the past 2 years here. So but let's take it over to the Atlanta side of the ball, where Michael Penix unfortunately got hurt, but he did go 13 for 16, 175 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. Kirk Cousins came in, went 6 for 14, 48 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks either. They were able to run the ball a little bit better here. Bijan Robinson going 23 for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyler Algier, 3 for 10 and a touchdown. And Drake London here, man, is still producing 9 targets, 7 receptions, and 119 yards, with Bijan following him with 5 targets, 4 receptions, and 39 yards, still being that dual threat that you love to have inside that backfield for Atlanta there.
Finally
And
used him as a workhorse too.
yeah, it's exactly what they want, what they should be doing. And I think this could be a really good opportunity for Darnell Mooney to step up, knowing that Drake London is hurt and Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter here. We've seen what Kirk Cousins can do with Mooney, and Mooney's nothing to sneeze at. He actually, when he steps up, he can make some.
Mooney's a really good player.
Yeah. But
I love
also
when he was with the Bears.
Yeah, actually. And they still have the Bears have really good wide receivers over there right now, so they have a knack for getting some pretty good wide receivers over there. But the problems did happen a lot over in the Atlanta side. Having 3 fumbles and losing one of those, that's not really going to help your team out. But their defense was able to get 5 sacks and 6 tackles for a loss. But the damage was already done with the Carolina Panthers took them to overtime, and they were not messing around. So Carolina Panthers moving on 6-5. Atlanta Falcons just can't get it together with a 3-7 record. So
I have a hot take. If Drake London didn't get hurt, they probably would have won that game.
You think so?
It's a hot take, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a good take. I mean, it is what it is.
That's just, my guy. Drake London's a stud, dude.
No, he absolutely is. I mean, he's been showing it time after time. Penix loves, just peppering him over and over and over. But you know what I mean? It's going to be really tough to lose somebody like that, and your starting quarterback. So they're going to have to find a way to make it happen in this next game, especially a division game. So you guys aren't, you guys haven't rolled over for anybody in any game. So not even the Bills. You guys.
We did for the Seahawks. We lost in the first 5 minutes when we were in Tampa together. So
yeah, but when you played the Bills, you gave them a hard time.
Absolutely. But well, the Bills haven't been that great. Speaking of which, before I get into the Buccaneers-Bills game, which absolutely did live up to expectations, there was a little bit of news. So Baker Mayfield and his wife Emily are expecting their second child, a boy, who is expected to be born in, I believe, April is when she's due. So shouts out to Baker and the Mayfields over there on their, second child on the way. Pretty exciting.
That is.
I'm gonna have a little baby Baker coming, running around.
Baker, there you go, putting buns in the oven.
But speaking of good news, I mean this game absolutely lived up to expectations. This was an awesome watch. The Bills ended up winning 44-32. And Baker Mayfield went 16-28, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack. Sean Tucker took over this backfield, 19 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashad White went 10 for 51, and Mayfield got it done on the ground as well, 5 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. In the receiving game, Sterling Shepard paced the team. He had 5 targets, 4 catches, 54 yards. Mecca Egbuka, the rookie sensation, 9 targets, 5 catches, 40 yards. Sean Tucker, 2 targets, 2 catches, 34 yards, and another touchdown. So he got 3 tutties on the day. Cade Otton, 5 targets, 2 catches, 28 yards. Rashad White, 3 targets, 2 catches, and 11 yards. And Tez Johnson, 3 targets, 1 catch for 6 yards. In the fumbles, Baker ended up losing 1. And this Tampa defense, 0 sacks on Josh Allen, 3 tackles for loss, 6 pass deflections, only 1 quarterback hit. So they were able to intercept Josh Allen twice. But let's talk about the star of the show, Mr. Superman himself, Josh Allen. He went 19 of 30, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And on the ground, he had 6 carries, 40 yards, and another 3 touchdowns. So man went absolute nuclear and did Superman things, just like we predicted. But James Cook, 16 carries, 48 yards, couldn't really get much going on the run game. And in receiving, you had Tyrell Shavers pace the team, 5 targets, 4 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. James Cook, 3 targets, 3 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Ty Johnson, 2 targets, 2 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. The return of Gabe Davis, 4 targets, 3 catches, 40 yards. And then you had quite a few other players catch a couple passes. A really interesting day for Khalil Shakir. He only had 3 targets, 1 catch for -3 yards. So something they'll have to look into and get him back on track. And then McCole Hardman, the new recently signed Buffalo Bill, had 1 fumble. I believe it was on a punt return. But this Buffalo defense, I mean, they had 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 6 pass deflections, 3 quarterback hits, 1 interception on Baker. So really great game. Both kickers were perfect on extra points and kicks. So just great offensive explosion. And the Bills getting it up, coming out with a win.
I feel like the Bills defense just can't get it done this year, man. Like, I mean, here and there sporadically, yeah, but
They have small moments, but yeah, you can run
yeah,
on them. You can get it done in the passing game too. They're not the normal Bills defense that we're been accustomed to.
no, and you would think McDermott would have a better plan here, being a defensive minded coach, but
I think they're also dealing with a lot of injuries. They've got a bunch of different safeties playing. I mean, Jordan Poyer, I think, came out and he's going to retire at the end of the season, I believe. But he's up there. I think he's 35.
yeah.
You lost Ed Oliver for the year, so we got some dudes that are out for season and not playing. So
They drafted some heavy defensive tackles too, man. I mean some run stuffers. So I'm excited to see what. I mean, I'm not really excited to see. I don't want to see it happen, but as a football fan, I would like to see these players develop, and see what they can do in these certain schemes, because the Buffalo Bills, you definitely hop some teams to get these guys, and in some third rounders, some second rounders. So I am I am a little excited to see how these guys can develop into this culture. They're getting a new stadium. They're always in the playoffs the past 5-6 years now. So it's like,
yeah.
you know,
I'm also interested to see what happens with this Keon Coleman saga. I mean, he was healthy and active, I guess, due
Yep.
to missing another meeting. And so he just needs to grow up and, become a professional. Like, he's a great talent. He doesn't have great deep speed, but I mean, he can run routes. He's a great contested catch guy. I don't know if he necessarily meshes well with Josh Allen. So it might be one of those, they try to move him in the offseason to give him a better opportunity to start fresh somewhere else. But I mean, he was a first round pick. They moved up to get him. So
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Kids got to grow up. You know what I mean? You see, look, next man mentality will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They will take your spot just as fast as you came in there and got yours.
Gabe Davis is back.
He is
playoff performer, so you better watch out.
You know what? They might not have utilized him in Jacksonville. They will utilize him here. So
absolutely, he knows.
And in
Josh
fantasy,
Allen.
you should not. You should be scared to play him, okay? Because he can get 34 points.
It's only in playoffs. He only does that in playoffs.
And then he can get a good sack. All right, let's move on to the Texans going to Nashville, where Davis Mills and the Houston Texans took a win 16-13 over the Tennessee Titans, bringing the Houston Texans to a 5-5 record and the Tennessee Titans to a 1-9 record. So Davis Mills went 26 for 41, 274 yards and a touchdown, getting sacked 4 times. Woody Marks went 18 for 44 on the ground. And Nico Collins just continues to be a stud. 10 targets, 9 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Higgins getting in there a little bit more and a little bit more each week. 7 targets, 4 for 55. And Dalton Schultz, 9 targets, 6 for 51. And Xavier Hutchinson sliding in there with 5 targets, 3 and 42. This Houston defense obviously did hold the Titans and was able to get, 5 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, and 6 QB hits. But I expected more out of them, if I'm being honest. But
for sure.
I'll say for once, against a really, really good defense here, Cam Ward seemed to hold his own a little bit. You know what I mean?
The bye week really helped him.
Yeah, 24 for 37, 194 yards and a touchdown. He was only sacked 3 times, which against this defense is pretty good. But Cam Ward went 3 for 33 on the ground, and Tony Pollard went 10 for 22, and Tyjae Spears only 4 for 3. But you're able to get Tyjae Spears going in the air here with 5 targets, caught all for 5 receptions and 31. Chig Okonkwo got 3 receptions for 56, and then Gunnar Helm was able to catch in 4 for 29, and Van Jefferson 3 for 22 and a touchdown. So It doesn't look too sexy. They fumbled and lost the ball once. There were 2 fumbles and lost the ball once, but Tennessee is still trying to figure it out what they're doing over there. So,
and I think they also lost Calvin Ridley for the year. They believe he broke his fibula in the game, so he's done.
That dude just seems to not be able to stay on, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But it wasn't the sexiest game in the world, but it was a game nonetheless that takes a loss and takes a win. So
Davis Mills, 2-game win streak.
Yeah,
with a date with the Bills tomorrow or Thursday. I don't know what day it is.
I think it is a Thursday game. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I don't think it's Wednesday.
But we'll be getting into all that.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.
So let's go to another division game. This one, you had the Bears visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. Really, it was a tough game offensively in terms of points for the Bears, but they ended up winning 19-17. And this is definitely a game that they would not have won in previous years. So Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams have really helped change that culture and whatnot. So a really good pairing there. So as Bears fans, you should be really excited and really happy. But Chicago, Caleb Williams went 16-32, 193 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, only took 2 sacks against his vaunted Brian Flores defense. DeAndre Swift, 21 carries, 90 yards. Caleb went 4 for 26 on the ground, and Kyle Monangai, 12 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. In the receiving game, Cole Kmet had 5 targets, 5 catches, 45 yards. Rome Odunze, 6 targets, 2 catches, 41 yards. Colston Loveland, 4 targets, 3 catches, 40. Luther Burden III, 5 targets, 3 catches, 27 yards. DJ Moore, 3 targets, 1 catch, 18 yards. Kyle Monangai caught his 1 target for 14 yards. And a couple other players with 1 catch. But Caleb's weapons did not do him any favors in the passing game. There's a lot of drop passes. And Caleb was putting some dimes out there. And you really want to see the rest of the team elevate to help Caleb. And so they're going to have to get those drops fixed. I mean, that's just unacceptable. But the Chicago defense, they got 0 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 5 pass deflections, 5 quarterback hits. They did intercept Mr. McCarthy 2 times. So, and you had a huge kick return from Devin Duvernay that helped set up the game winner kick. Cairo Santos went 4 for 5 and long and 54 on the game, including the game winner. But J.J. McCarthy continues to struggle. He's 16-32, 150 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Aaron Jones went 16-70, no touchdowns. Jordan Mason, 6 for 45 and a touchdown. In the receiving game, you had 9 targets, 5 catches for 61 yards for Justin Jefferson, 6 targets, 3 catches, 39 yards for T.J. Hawkinson. Jordan Addison went 7 targets, 2 catches, 20 yards. And you got a couple other players catch a couple passes, but there's visible frustration from Justin Jefferson. So they're going to have to get on the same page, and they're going to have to feed their star. You know, he's going to be the reason that you're going to be in games and win games. So you got to find a way to get him the ball consistently. Minnesota defense, I said they had those 2 sacks on Caleb, 10 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, hit the quarterback 5 times. But yeah, just a rough day overall. You thought Minnesota was going to come back and win like they did in week 1, but the Bears found a way to get it done. And, it was a full team effort. So shouts out to the Bears.
You just don't know which Minnesota Vikings team is going to show up each week.
It's only been the bad one. So
I mean, when you saw that defense in the beginning of the year, you're like, yo, this defense is monstrous. You know what I mean? Like, you saw it and you were just like, yeah, this is wild. And all of a sudden it fell off the face of the earth. Like, what? You don't know which one is going to show up. You want to see them succeed because they have the playmakers. It's not like they don't, But
yeah, you need a lot more from JJ. I mean, you took him in the 9th, 10th pick overall in the draft. I know he was hurt last year, so this is essentially like his rookie year. But you expected more from him coming from that Michigan program, I mean, they produced a lot of NFL talent. And I don't know. I don't know what the quarterback whisperer O'Connell needs to figure out how to get through to McCarthy. Maybe it's a different meditation. Maybe it's a different pregame. Maybe he's got to change the number. I don't know. We gotta figure something out.
Yeah. Let's go over to New York, where the Giants hosted the Packers for our 5th one-score game here. Okay, So this is the 5th game so far that was won by 1 score. And the Packers came in, took a win 27-20 against the New York Giants. I had this as an upset, but it just didn't happen. But it was still a 1-score game. And at the end, Jameis Winston kind of sealed the fate with that interception, as he kind of does.
It was not on him. It was not on him. Jalen Hyatt did not finish his route. Drew Brees talked about on the broadcast. That's just a player that has not lived up to expectations and is not a great route runner.
I've been saying this all season. I don't know why Jalen Hyatt is still on the Giants. Like, I get it if you're talking money wise and everything, but he's as stiff as a mannequin running his routes. He's fast as hell, which we all know, but it doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing enough to get the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's unfortunate. I mean, they had a chance, and obviously Jameis put it where it needed to be, but his receiver wasn't there. So, I don't know.
Well, we'll go over to Jordan Love going 13 for 24, 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Got sacked twice. Malik Willis came in, went 2 for 2, 6 yards, and ended up getting a touchdown out of that one. But they ran the ball pretty efficiently here. Josh Jacobs went 7 for 40, and Emmanuel Wilson also went 11 for 40 and a touchdown on the ground. So they were able to run the ball pretty efficient. Romeo Doubs went 8 targets, 4 for 53, but Christian Watson, it seems like his ACL is doing just fine. 5 targets, 4 receptions for 46 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Josh Weil was able to get a reception for 2 yards and a touchdown. So,
former Titan, Josh Wiley, former Titan.
He was tight end, right?
Mm-hmm. And he played at Cincinnati.
Oh, did he? Was it the Bear Claws or
Bearcats?
Bearcats. Bear Claws are donuts. You know where my mind's at. Okay. Anyway,
all right, Homer.
Donuts. But the Green Bay defense was able to only get 2 sacks. I mean, as well as they, as they've actually been doing in 5 quarterback hits, but Jameis was trying to toss that ball around, and look, he actually didn't do terrible. He went 19 for 29, 201 yards, and an interception, but they were able to rush the ball pretty efficiently themselves. Tyrone Tracy going 19 for 88, and Devin Singletary 16 for 44, and Jameis 3 for 10. So collectively 38 for 142 with 3 touchdowns on the ground. So Devin Singletary getting 2 of those, and Jameis Winston having his own rushing touchdown. And it just stinks, but their pass rush is still actually looking pretty good, even though it was a 27-20 loss. But they were able to get 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, and 8 QB hits in this game. So it was a doable game for them to take, and it's kind of sad to watch them take that loss the way that they did. I don't know what they're going to be doing this next weekend with Jameis, if they're going to bench him, if they're going to bring Dart back in, or what have you. But
Dart probably is going to play. Yeah, but it's a much needed win for the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, it puts them at 6-3-1, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were on for, I think, a 2-game losing streak, both at home. So I mean, they needed this one pretty bad. And I think Tyrone Tracy, I think he's fully healthy, be able to lead that backfield since Scadaboo's out. But let's go over to the Bengals.
They've been doing a good job. They've been doing a really good job on evening out that rushing attack. So
absolutely. And Singletary is the goal line back, so
yeah,
just something to monitor, keep an eye on. Yeah. But this is the All Unk Bowl Part 2. The Pittsburgh Steelers ended up winning this time around 34-12. Joe Flacco was 23 of 40, 199 yards, a touchdown and interception, only took 1 sack. Chase Brown, 18 carries, 99 yards. Taj Brooks took 1 for 5. Kendall Milton was 2 for 2. And in the receiving game, you had T. Higgins get 8 targets, 3 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Noah Fant was 6 targets, 5 catches, 36 yards. Jamar Chase, 10 targets, 3 catches, 30 yards. Chase Brown had 8 targets, 6 catches, 28 yards. And then Tanner Hudson, 3 targets, 3 catches, 22 yards. And Andre Yoshevash, 4 targets, 3 catches, 20 yards. And Noah Fant, he also lost a fumble, which I believe really sealed the game there. And the Cincinnati defense, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, hit the quarterback 4 times. But Pittsburgh, obviously, Aaron Rodgers had that wrist injury that you spoke about in the very beginning of the show. But Rodgers was 9 of 15, 116 yards and a touchdown, took that 1 sack. Rudolph, with his red nose so bright, went 12 of 16, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, took no sacks, no interceptions. Jalen Warren, 10 for 62 on the ground. Kenneth Gainwell, 9 for 24. So they couldn't really get too much going. I know Jalen Warren left with, I believe, an ankle injury. So his status is to be determined for the next game. But in the passing game, Kenneth Gainwell, 8 targets, 7 catches, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darnell Washington was just flinging big humans around out there.
Just throwing people, dude.
It was Derrick Henry-esque, but 5 targets, 4 catches, 67 yards. DK Metcalf, 8 targets, 5 catches, 49 yards. And you had quite a few other players catch a pass as well. And the Pittsburgh defense, they had 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 8 pass deflections, hit the quarterback 3 times, and they had 2 touchdowns, 1 pick 6 from Kyle Duggar, and I believe it was a fumble recovery for a touchdown from James Pierre. So good day. The Steelers defense, of how expensive it's been, they finally stepped up and performed. And, you know, their new addition, Kyle Duggar, made a huge play. I believe that was after Ramsey got ejected as well. So good to see them rally and get the dub.
Yeah, it's man. There is anybody that goes against Jalen Ramsey is getting absolutely pissed off every game. Okay, it happened with Garrett Wilson. It happened with Jamar Chase. Apparently, I don't know. He kicked it in the gear. Not that to say he was ever bad, but he really kicked it in the gear when he got traded over to Pittsburgh, and he's been tearing it up. So
yeah, he's been a good player. I think he's good in Miami with the Rams. Obviously, with Jacksonville in his prime, and then so
yeah,
and he still got it.
Let's move on to Jacksonville, Florida, where the Jacksonville Jaguars took none of the Los Angeles Chargers.
This was the biggest blowout, right?
Yeah, none of their shenanigans. Okay. Los Angeles looked like they didn't even have a defense to work with here. Okay. And that usually is their foundation of what they like to do: run the ball and have a good defense. And they didn't have, they just couldn't do it. Justin Herbert.
Who?
Here we go. Exactly. Justin Herbert, 10 for 18, 81 an interception, 2 sacks. And Trey Lance went 3 for 8, 37 yards, and 1 sack. So collectively, they went 13 for 26, completed half of their passes for 93 yards and an interception. So they couldn't run the ball at all. Collectively, as a team, went 16 for 42 on the ground. And the most 6 targets to Keenan Allen for 4 receptions and 53 yards. Ladd 3 for 13. Gadsden 2 for 41. That's basically it. There's nothing really to talk about here. Los Angeles wasn't able. Yeah, Los Angeles wasn't able to get a sack. They had 2 QB hits, 2 tackles for a lot. They weren't really able to do anything. All right, they kicked 2 field goals. That was about it. Trevor Lawrence, 14 for 22, 153 yards and a touchdown and an interception, was not sacked once. They ran the ball like your life depended on it. Bashal Tutin went 15 for 74 and a touchdown. Travis Etienne, 19 for 73 with 2 touchdowns. And Trevor Lawrence even had a rushing touchdown, 5 for 9 and a touchdown. Even LaQuint Allen Jr. got 8 for 36. So they were running the ball very, very efficiently here, and they were able to get everything done. Tim Patrick went 3 for 20 and a touchdown, but also Jacoby Myers, new guy, second game in, I believe, 6 targets, 5 for 64, looking pretty comfortable in that offense. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Johnny Munn, 2 for 25, Parker Washington, 2 for 20. No fumbles, nothing, not turning anything over, but they were able to get 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, and 6 QB hits. They were getting after it. This was that game where Herbert got hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what exactly was that injury?
I want to say it's an ankle injury,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, I mean, big Bashal Tutin breakout game too. He
Mhm.
looked fast, explosive. He had really good contact balance. So I think he's going to be a factor down the stretch. He also left with an ankle injury as well, so something to monitor. But I think the Chargers bye week coming up is much, much, much needed.
I believe he came back into the game too. He
Herbert?
actually came. Yeah, he came. Tootin came back into the game. They
No,
took a
Tutin
look
didn't
at,
play.
huh?
He did after they kept him out because they were up by so much. He didn't come back after his ankle injury.
No, maybe it's another game. I heard somebody else came back into another game and absolutely killed it afterwards.
Yeah, no,
I got to find out who that is
Tootin.
again.
Yeah, it wasn't Tootin. They just kept him. I mean, they were up by like 20, 30 something points, so they kept him out.
Maybe I'm just tooting his horn too much.
Could be, could be. All right, let's go to the one of the big NFC West games on the docket there.
Sorry.
All right. So the Rams ended up winning 21-19 in a pretty good game. You had Sam Darnold, who really did not have a good game. He went 29-44, 279 yards, 4 interceptions, took no sacks. Kenneth Walker was 16-67 and a touchdown. Charbonnet was 11 for 37. He had quite a few other players get a carry as well. But JSN continues to pace this team. He had 12 targets, 9 catches, 105 yards. AJ Barner, 11 targets, 10 catches, 70 yards. Kenneth Walker was 3 targets, 3 catches, 44 yards. Rashid Shaheed was 5 targets, 2 catches, 27 yards. Cooper Kupp, revenge game, 7 targets, 3 catches, 23 yards. And Charbonnet was 2 for 10. AJ Barner ended up fumbling as well, but he got his fumble back. And the Seattle defense, no sacks on Stafford, 3 tackles for loss, 4 pass deflections, hit the quarterback 3 times. But on the Los Angeles side, the winning side, the Seattle defense on the stat sheet didn't really look too great, but they actually played very, very well. They were handled some pretty bad cards from Sam Darnold's turnovers, but Stafford was 15-28, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams was 12 for 91 on the ground with 1 touchdown. Puka Nacua 2 for 18, and Blake Corum 8 for 10. But this Rams receiving, you had Puka Nacua 8 targets, 7 catches, 75 yards. Tyler Higbee 2 catches, 2 targets, 1 catch, 23 yards, and then 1 catch for a lot of other players. Devontae Adams had 1 catch for 1 yard for 1 touchdown on 8 targets. So this Seattle defense played really, really well, even though numbers didn't really show up on the stat sheet. Puka Nacua lost a fumble as well. But this Rams defense, no sacks, no tackles for loss, 8 pass deflections, 3 quarterback hits. But again, the kind of big story around this was the 4 interceptions, 2 from Cameron Kinchins, 1 from Darius Williams, and 1 from Kobe Durant. So this Seattle team really showed how great they can be by staying in a game with 4 turnovers and only losing by 2 points. So I think both teams got to feel good with where they're at.
Yeah, I mean that Rams defense is, again, I'll keep saying it each week. You raved about it in the beginning of the season, but when you do watch this Seattle defense, right? They are tough nosed. They are physical. They will hit you. They will, they'll jar the ball loose. I mean, they play with emphasis. They play with passion. They play to hit. They play to win. And it was a good game to watch. It might not look like a sexy game, 19-21, but it's a division game. It's 2 defenses that are absolutely stunning defenses this year, and you're probably going to see this later on again. You know what I mean? Like, the kickers better be ready, and they better be dialed in, because that's a game you want to watch if you're a defensive kind of guy.
For sure. No, I mean, it's great matchup. Really fun to watch.
Yeah. Let's go to Arizona, where the Arizona Cardinals also had a division game against the San Francisco 49ers, and the San Francisco 49ers moved to 7-4 with a win over the Cardinals, 41-22, putting the Arizona Cardinals at 3-7. Brock Purdy going 9 for 26, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only sacked one time. They were able to get the ball rolling a little bit. Christian McCaffrey, 13 for 81 and 2 touchdowns, and Brian Robinson, 8 for 24. Where are we at? George Kittle, 6 targets, caught all of them for 6 receptions and 67 yards and 2 touchdowns, doing what George Kittle does, and 6 targets to Juwan Jennings, 4 for 54, and then Christian McCaffrey also doing his dual threat capabilities, 6 targets, 5 receptions, and 40 yards with a touchdown. So they were able to spread the ball a little bit, and it sounds like the Arizona Cardinals absolutely just got waxed in this, but you had to watch the game to really understand what was happening in this game. And what really happened was San Francisco didn't have any sacks. They had 3 tackles for a loss and 4 QB hits. But let me tell you what Jacoby Brissett did. Homeboy went 47 for 57 with 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, which is absolutely ridiculous. Wasn't the NFL record 46 receptions?
Completions was, I believe, 45.
Oh, yeah, completions, yeah. And he broke it. So shout outs to Jacoby Brissett, 47 yards, or I'm sorry, 47 completions out of 57 attempts and 452 yards. That is a day right there, even though you lost and you only got 22 points out of it.
Yeah, I mean, through 3 quarters, it was 35-10. So, I mean, it was still pretty beat down. And they made it look less ugly.
Yeah, collectively, the Arizona rushing squad was not doing well. 14 carries for 36 yards and 1 touchdown. Bam Knight getting that 5 carries for 24 in the end zone, but that was about it. They just couldn't get that rocking and rolling, but they were able to get it in the air. Michael Wilson had an absolute day. 18 targets, 15 receptions for 185 yards, and then Trey McBride, 11 targets, 10 receptions for 115 yards and a touchdown. And Greg Dortch catching all of his targets, going 6 for 66 and a touchdown. Michael Carter, the running back, 5 for 22 with 7 targets there. And even Bam Knight catching all of his targets, 4 for 21. So he was really spreading the ball out to a lot of different receivers and running backs. And, look, obviously their defense was not able to do much. 1 sack, 3 tackles for a loss, and 3 QB hits. But look, no interceptions, obviously, because San Francisco threw the ball pretty well and was able to get some stuff done. But, congrats to Jacoby Brissett, because it looks like he's really taken over that offense, and hopefully they can find a direction for him to go, and that puts a question mark on Kyler Murray moving forward. So we will see what they decide to do moving forward in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, we're on Kyler watch all offseason now, because I don't believe his future is in Arizona any longer.
No. And, if completely up to you, but I mean, what are some teams that we're thinking of here that could probably utilize him, or even want him? Because if there's a team that doesn't want him, I mean, to me,
that doesn't want him.
I mean, Arizona, obviously, they got Jacoby Brissett that's doing better. You want to find out what the issue is here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, I mean, I don't know. Because Brissett's 35, 34, 35?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's not going to be around forever. And you got a lot of money tied up in Kyler. So, I don't know. It's going to be a really interesting situation. Do you settle? And I don't think Arizona has the capital to, move up and get a guy.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't know. It's going to be really fascinating, interesting. Is there, I guess the team that I might want to see him on, off the top of my head, it's kind of tough to even.
No, it's a tough one, because you don't,
the merry-go-round doesn't have very many spots on it.
I would say, and this is just me speaking out loud, because there's also rumors of Tua being moved somewhere else as well. Personally, I think McDaniels is going at the end of this year. I don't think he's sticking around. And I
I've been
think
trying to
they
get that
might.
dude fired for like 5 weeks.
I've yeah, I've been wrong for 5 weeks. What's to say they don't move Tua out and push Kyler in? It's the same kind of type of quarterback a little bit, but it's like I don't know. It's
Well, Tua's like superpowers playing on time and getting the ball out very quickly. That's not Kyler's. So I don't think he'd mesh very well with McDaniel's offense. I
that's
know
what I
you,
know.
you said that you think he's going to be gone, but I
Yeah,
don't think that he is. I think he gets at least another year.
he's been there for a minute, dude.
It's like what, 4 or 5 seasons?
Yeah, something
You
like
got
that.
Tomlin that's been there for what, since the Bush administration or something. I don't know.
He has over a 500 record each year, though.
Okay. Yeah, but it's only 500. When's the last time they won a playoff game? 2016, 2015?
Yeah, but at the same point, I'll kick back with that and be like, well, the Dolphins aren't even getting 500. So it's
No, they've
like
made the playoffs, what, last 2 years?
twice, I think.
Yeah.
But I
They've
might,
made the playoffs. I mean, this is probably their worst year in a little bit, right?
yeah. What is McDaniel's record? I'm gonna find out real quick.
He's above 500.
Is he?
Pretty positive.
28 wins, 25 losses. 31 for 32 in the regular season and postseason combined since he became the head coach in 2022. So he has not reached the Super Bowl during his tenure, obviously.
So he's only been head coach for 3 years now?
It seems like it's been a lot longer than that.
Right. I don't think he should be fired. I don't like, especially with the turnaround he's done with the kind of stuff. I don't know. I think he deserves another year.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, why do I feel like it? Dude, some of his younger, dude,
Because
some
you
of
hate
his,
him.
some of his younger pictures here, really, he does not look like who he is right now. He looks completely different.
It's probably the same with a lot of people, dude.
Hey, I was born bald.
Yeah. All right. So you know what? Let's get back to what the people came here for. Let's get back to this recap.
They came to talk about Shedeur Sanders. All right, show us Shedeur Sanders
Yep. So
and how great everybody thinks he's still gonna be.
do you want to take this one?
No, I'll talk too much about
All right.
Shedeur Sanders and what he's not gonna do in the NFL.
All right. So the Baltimore Ravens faced off against the Cleveland Browns in a much different matchup than it was in week 2. But the Ravens ended up winning 23-16. Lamar Jackson went 14-25 for 193 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, took 5 sacks in this game. I believe probably all from Myles Garrett, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. But Derrick Henry, 18 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown with a long of 59 yards. So it's good to see vintage Henry back. Mark Andrews with the game-sealing run, 1 carry, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Keaton Mitchell went 6 for 31. Lamar went 4 for 10 on the ground, and Zay Flowers 1 for 5. Zay Flowers paced the team in receiving. He had 5 targets, 3 catches, 78 yards. Mark Andrews was 5 targets, 3 catches, 32 yards, and became the all-time leading receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. So shouts out to Mark Andrews. Keaton Mitchell, 3 targets, 2 catches, 23 yards. Derrick Henry, 2 targets, 2 catches, 19 yards. And then you had quite a few other players catch a pass. LaJohntay Wester, the return man for Baltimore, lost a fumble. But the Baltimore defense really terrorized both Cleveland quarterbacks. They got 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 9 pass deflections, and 10 quarterback hits, along with an interception. And the rookie kicker, Tyler Loop, went 3 for 3 on field goals and 2 for 2 on his extra points. But now to get into the Cleveland quarterback. So Dylan Gabriel went 7 of 10, 68 yards, took 1 sack, and left with a concussion. And Shedeur Sanders went 4 for 16, 47 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, and took 2 sacks. So not the debut that he wanted, but he did have a chance to potentially lead a game-winning or game-tying drive at the end, but then through the pick. But Cleveland, their rushing attack, 17 carries, 59 yards for Quinshon Judkins. Dylan Sampson, 1 for 19. Shedeur was 3 for 16 on the ground. He had quite a few other players get a couple carries. Cedric Tillman led the team in receiving, 4 targets, 3 catches, 52 yards. Harold Fannin Jr., 5 targets, 2 catches, 26 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 7 targets, 3 catches, 21 yards. And you only had two other players catch a pass, 2 for 9 for Malachi Corley and 1 for 7 for David Njoku. You had Shador, who lost a fumble, but they got it back. And this Cleveland defense, I mean, Carson Schweschinger, that's a really tough word.
It's a toughie.
Schweschinger, the UCLA product. I mean, he looked like a stud, dude. He was all over the field. He played fantastic. This Cleveland defense absolutely played great. They had Lamar in a blender majority of the game. But you had 5 total sacks, 4 for Myles Garrett, 10 tackles for loss, 5 from Myles Garrett, 3 pass deflections, 7 quarterback hits, and a defensive touchdown from Devin Bush. And you had Devin Bush, who had a pick, Carson Schweschinger, who also had a pick. So this Cleveland defense balled out. They did great. And also Cleveland's kicker, Andre Schmidt, went 3 for 3 and 1 for 1 on extra points. So tough record, but I mean, dude, Cleveland's defense is a unit.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in there. I mean, if we're gonna say like really solid defenses, you can go, Seattle, Rams, Cleveland. Those are some of the probably Broncos, yeah, and Kansas City. Kansas City's in there too. They got some pretty solid studs over there. They're holding.
Philly's defense has really turned it on here recently too.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see what the Steelers do too, because they made some adjustments.
Is Myles Garrett the best defensive player in the league right now? He has to be in the conversation.
Yeah. I'm going through a library. That's all. But absolutely, yeah.
A library. Jeez. They don't even have those anymore, dude.
They have these things called pages.
We used to
flip those. It was called a book.
Nah, that's fake. Nobody does that anymore.
I wish this. I'll tell you what nobody does anymore. Nobody goes to a game to watch another defensive one-score game anymore, okay? Because the Denver Broncos were hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs took a loss 22-19 against the Denver Broncos, who are undefeated now at home, going 9-2. So the Kansas City Chiefs are now 5-5. And they are 1-4 away. Patrick Mahomes went 29 for 45, 276 yards, a touchdown, and an interception with 3 sacks. They could not get the ball rolling on the ground here. Kareem Hunt went 13 for 59 and got a touchdown out of it. Other than that, 13 targets went to Travis Kelce for 9 receptions, 91 yards, and a touchdown. And after that, it was pretty much 9 targets for 6 receptions and 38 yards to Rashee Rice, 4 targets to Hollywood Brown for 4 and 40, and 5 targets to Xavier Worthy for 3 and 25. They just couldn't get it rock and roll, and they were able to get to Bo Nix, twice, getting sacked and 6 tackles for a loss and 5 QB hits, but this was going to be a field goal game, and that's exactly what it was. And Bo Nix, going over to the other side, was able to go 24 for 37, 295 yards, but no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked twice. They also struggled to run the ball. RJ Harvey went 11 for 30. Jaleel McLaughlin 6 for 19 with the touchdown. And they tried some trick plays, not really working out. Divisions really know each other, but Troy Franklin, 8 targets, 4 for 84. Pat Bryant getting a little bit more usage here, 6 targets for 5 receptions and 82. And Cortland Sutton getting 8 targets, 4 for 59, along with Ingram getting 5 targets, 4 for 33. RJ Harvey catching all of his targets actually in the backfield, in the air, coming out of the backfield. 3 targets, 3 receptions for 20. So a very close, tight-knit game. And Jaquan McMillan was able to, Jaquan McMillan getting that fumble, and that kind of helped them out. Move forward with that defense. That defense is always getting something rocking and rolling, getting to the quarterback, whatever it is, and they. One turnover, you know what I mean? And sometimes that's all it takes. So
how many sacks did the Broncos have in this game?
3.
So I wonder if they're still on pace to break the sack record set by the 84 Bears or 85 Bears.
What's the record?
I want to say like 60 something.
Sack record. NFL.
Because Myles Garrett's on pace to break the single season sack record, but the team sack record, since they've been tracking it, I think is
72.
Yeah. Okay. But also, this game was almost exactly the same as last year's game against Broncos Chiefs.
They could definitely do that. I think they're at 46 now, 48.
It's possible. We're on history watch.
Yeah.
But last year the Chiefs blocked the kick, blocked Will Lutz's kick almost at the same exact point in the field.
Oh, no way.
This year they converted it. So fun stuff for divisions.
Yeah. So I mean, the Denver Broncos. I mean, we had the Denver Broncos winning this division this year, and they are running away with it right now. Look, still a ton of football to be had, but at the same time, the Kansas City Chiefs need to get it together. They need to find out what's going on, what's happening, because they can't seem to beat these really hard-nosed teams, and they're going to need to if they're going to try to make a playoff run or even squeak in as a wild card. So,
well, the crazy thing is, I mean, they're obviously on the outside looking in, but I think they're playing a lot better this year than they did last year. It's just their record in one-score games is like completely flipped from year to year. So I don't know. We're on watch, man. This could be the first time the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, and Mahomes doesn't finish in the AFC Championship yet, at least.
We mentioned this pre-regular season. We said it was going to be difficult for them.
There's still a lot of football left, so we'll see. But
absolutely.
I've been waiting all day.
Hit us with it.
Night football.
Hit us with it.
All right, another clunker of a game, 16-9. That this game. Despite the low scoring and stuff like that, it was a really good matchup. It was going back and forth. You had everything that you looked for, obviously without the high flying scoring and stuff like that. Then the refs decided to make it about them. All right. So the refs ended up calling a BS phantom pass interference call, one that Saints fans all know too well, similar to the 2018 NFC Championship game. But they called the pass interference on cornerback Rock Ya-Sin on A.J. Brown when it was clear that it was more A.J. Brown pushing off of him. So it should have been offensive pass interference, if anything. Yeah. But they called that, got an automatic first down, and that basically ended the game, it was such a good game back and forth, despite the Lions' offensive struggles, and obviously the Eagles don't really do that much scoring anymore. But it was going back and forth. You had a chance that the Lions could have potentially gone to tie the game, but the opportunity was taken away from the refs. So it was ridiculous. I don't know why we don't have expedited review that can take away a flag that's clear and obvious that it is not a penalty, but whatever. It's very upsetting. Don't like it.
Yeah, I saw that penalty and I was like, that's not a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, you had Chris Collinsworth go wild on the broadcast. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that man get crazy like that, unless he's talking about Patrick Mahomes. But like, he was just absolute awful call. It baffles me that this is still happening when you add all these elements to help get the calls right, but yet we still can't get calls right.
Yeah. It's I mean, they've already changed one thing. I mean, they've already changed the first down rule. They're not bringing the sticks out no more, so they have to chip in the ball. What's to say they don't move it into another direction if this continues?
Maybe, I don't know. We need ChatGPT to ref these games, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We need robots out there, but
iRobot.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But the Philadelphia Eagles ended up winning 16-9, despite the controversy. They won, But Detroit, Jared Goff had one of the worst games of his career. He went 14 of 37, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks. I mean, he looked lost. He looked beat up. We'll get to the defense here in a second, but really rough day for him. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries, 39 yards. Montgomery was 6 for 27. And in the receiving game, you had Jahmyr Gibbs, 8 targets, 5 catches, 107 yards. Jameson Williams, 7 targets, 4 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 12 targets, only 2 catches for 42 yards. Also the worst catch percentage of his career. But Montgomery, 1 target, 1 catch, 10 yards. Brock Wright, 7 targets, 2 catches, 8 yards. I know we didn't cover it at the beginning, but their tight end is out for at least 4 games. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Or
The Detroit Lions.
Laporta.
Yeah, Sam Laporta. He's going to be out for at least 4 games, so we'll see when he can come back. But the Detroit defense, they got 1 sack, 4 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, 2 quarterback hits. And the Philadelphia side, you had Jalen Hurts, 14 to 28, 135 yards, only took that 1 sack. Saquon Barkley, still really unable to get it done. 26 carries, 83 yards, long of only 14. Tank Bigsby, 4 carries, 34 yards, along of 17. Jalen Hurts was 10 for 31 and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 11 targets, 7 catches, 49 yards. 2 targets, 2 catches, 43 yards for Jahan Dotson. And Dallas Goedert, 5 targets, 2 catches, 24 yards. You had Devonta Smith, Saquon Barkley, and Kylan Granson all finished with 1 catch as well. But you had Jalen Hurts who fumbled. Xavier Gibson also fumbled the ball as well. But this Philadelphia defense, like we talked about, they're coming on strong. They had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 10 pass deflections, and 7 quarterback hits. Cooper DeJean got his interception on Jared Goff.
That kid is a stud.
Yeah, I mean he's been great. I think he is a better inside player, but I mean he's done really well, especially playing that nickel. But Detroit could not really get anything going. They went for it on 4th down, didn't convert many times throughout the game, and Jared Goff just looked super uncomfortable. And the Lions had a really off day offensively, and they still only lost by 7. So
yeah. I mean, 2 high-powered offenses. I mean, should be high-powered offenses, but
you would think.
Yeah, you would think. But probably 2 teams that will go into the playoffs or be talked about in the playoffs. So, you could see this game again. So we'll see how that goes. But let's go to our Monday night Funday night. The Cowboys going over to Las Vegas to visit the Las Vegas Raiders, where the Raiders took a loss at home, bringing them to a 2-8 record, and the Cowboys taking the win 33-16, making them 4-5-1. Dak Prescott going 25 for 33 for 268 yards and 4 touchdowns. Looked really, really good. He only took 1 sack. They're able to get the ball going a little bit on the ground. Javonte went 22 for 93. Even Malik Davis starting to get some carries over here, 4 for 20. No touchdowns on the ground, but they were a menace through the air. George Pickens went 11 targets, 9 receptions, 144 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb went 7 targets, 5 receptions, 66 yards and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson went 5 targets, 4 receptions for 16 yards and a touchdown. And Ryan Flournoy, 1 target, caught that 1 target for 2 yards and a touchdown. So they were making things happen. And Hunter Lupke, 3 for 36. He was getting the ball a couple times too. So Dak Prescott ended up fumbling and losing the ball once, but this Dallas defense was able to get 4 sacks and 8 tackles for a loss, 8 pass deflections, and 11 QB hits. So they were really getting after it after the Raiders. And Geno Smith went 27 for 42, 238 yards and a touchdown, sacked 4 times here. They just could not get the ball going. They collectively went 12 for 27 on the ground. Like, that is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. 12 targets going to Brock Bowers. He's catching 7 for 72. Trey Tucker getting 8 targets. He can only haul in half of them, 4 for 47 and a touchdown. And Tyler Lockett getting 3 for 33. Ashton Jenney, that's where they really got him going. 8 targets, 6 receptions for 27 yards. And it just wasn't the day for the Las Vegas Raiders that they wanted. So they got 1 sack during the day, 2 tackles for a loss, and 4 QB hits. When you're not getting after the quarterback, probably a lot of things aren't going to happen, and that's exactly what the scoreboard said. 33-16, the Dallas Cowboys went in there, spanked them up, rolled the dice on black, and went home. So
I got two things I want to talk about.
yeah.
One, Quentin Williams, absolute killer debut for the Cowboys.
Yep.
I mean, he played awesome. Obviously, he spent the first part of his career with your New York Jets, was recently traded.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he looked awesome. That was a great move. We'd like to see him continue to do well and stuff like that. But the end of the game, so obviously Dallas is winning. The Raiders went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. They turned it over in their own territory, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Raiders still had all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Dallas came out and was just kneeing the ball, right? And they just kneed it out.
Yep.
But I don't know. For me, I was looking at that. Obviously, the game is over, but at the same time, you want to build some offensive momentum. You want to build some sort of positivity in the game. So I don't see why the Raiders didn't at least try to get some sort of drive going. Like, I get the risk for injury, stuff like that, but at this point, the morale is just awful. It's 0 at this point. It looks really bad. You haven't been able to get anything going at all day. So why wouldn't you want one final drive to try to just build some positive momentum and, maybe try to get the ball in the end zone or get an opportunity just for at least a field goal, just to get some good vibes, positivity going.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. If you put it into the end zone, right, and you get the 2-point, I'm not saying that's far fetched, but I mean, you're 1 score away with an onside kick. You know what I mean?
No, at that point, I don't think you're going to win at all. But you just want to build some good vibes going into the next week.
No, I understand that, but we've all seen some weird miracles happen. We've seen the Patriots score 3 touchdowns in 54 seconds. Anything is possible, but I agree with you. You should be able to run. Look, you're getting paid millions of dollars. You should be able to transfer some of that energy. Just get the ball down the field. Who cares? You're right. They just gave up on it. They absolutely did. They just gave up on it. I agree. 100%. You should be playing to win.
And it's shocking from a Pete Carroll coach team. Like, obviously, Pete Carroll, high energy. He's been a really good coach for a really long time, really good defensive mind. But I get you've been struggling all day, but it's the final drive. You have all 3 timeouts. Like, you can't take them with you. You might as well try to get some drive going, just something that you can take that's positive from this game.
Yeah,
it wasn't very much.
No.
So
no, it wasn't.
I didn't agree with that call, but
yeah,
I'm not coaching the Raiders, so
fair enough. But yeah, I mean, it was a wacky, wild Kool-Aid style kind of week 11, and some upsets that we just didn't expect, and that we move on to week 12, and now it's going to start getting into the nitty gritty. Who's going to clinch, who's going to week 12 and everything like that in the next couple weeks. So these guys that already have a lot of wins. So,
and we're coming up on getting close to the fantasy playoff season.
We are.
So you got 4 teams on bye next week. You have the Broncos, Dolphins, Chargers, and Commanders.
By the way, me and C-Dub made a trade. I traded him Jameis Winston for a 5th round dynasty pick. Would you be interested, sir, in a Jacoby Brissett?
No.
Okay.
Dart's back. I don't need him.
I got to shoot my shot here, man. Okay.
No, and I would have been better off starting Fields anyways. It was the last game that he actually.
I might start Jacoby Brissett, but that means I would have to bench Josh Allen or Matthew Stafford. So
yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Me either.
Yeah, I would have been better off just keeping my pick and starting Fields because he outscored Jameis.
Maybe I could throw him on a trade block.
Yeah, good luck with that. The trade deadline's over, dude. You already missed it.
Somebody's dumb enough in there. Is it?
Yeah, we passed. We talked about it. Yeah, it's over.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Even Nick hit me up.
Yeah, finito. Done.
Finito.
Dunsky.
So I'm stuck with Brissett. Oh, no.
Yeah, at least for this season.
It's okay. Find out how it goes. But that's how it goes for us, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not followed us yet, please follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Swipe up for Apple, for Spotify. Hit the 5 stars. Leave the comments. If you guys want, topdogcoverage@gmail.com. If you guys want to know about some of the trades that you did make, you want to go over some of them, we could discuss some of them, maybe grade them a little bit. If you guys have some football stories or anything you guys want to add, please do not hesitate to contact us at Top Dog Coverage. So it's topdogcoverage@gmail.
Yeah. Also, if you had some really tough matchups and you want to vent, we're here.
Yeah,
We've been
we know
through
how
it too. All right.
we know how it feels.
Sometimes you just gotta let it. Sometimes you gotta let it out.
Yeah. You just gotta, like one of those screaming goats. You just gotta let it out.
Yeah. Now we're not going to do it on the show, but if you have some fantasy frustrations or football frustrations you want to release, email us at topdogcoverage@gmail.com.
That is exactly what it is all about. But that is what we have for you guys today. We hope that you guys enjoyed the show. We hope you guys enjoyed the week 11 recaps, and week 12 predictions is coming just as fast as the week 11 reactions came. So we want to make sure that you guys are up to date. You guys have everything that's rocking and rolling. But until then, until tomorrow, until the predictions, we're going to go do our thing, make sure that we are ready for you guys tomorrow. So that's what we got. All right. Make sure you guys have a great night, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.